Hello friends, so today I'm going to explain language of chemistry. Okay, so this is the topic which many students find it very difficult, but it's not. Okay, इस चैप्टर में ज़्यादा कुछ वो नहीं है, क्या बोलते हैं अपना लर्निंग नहीं है. पीपल थिंक दैट बहुत ज़्यादा लर्निंग है, रट्टा मारना होता है केमिस्ट्री, बट इट्स रियली रॉन्ग. अगर तुम लोगों को ये टॉपिक समझ में आ गया है, इफ़ यू हैव रियली अंडरस्टूड इट वेल, so you will be able to write it in your exams. Okay, so it's basically using your brain. Okay, now this topic is, let me tell you that it is being repeated every year. It's there in your 7th standard, in your 8th, 9th, and even in your 10th. So now you can understand the weightage. Those students who are opting for science in future or not, it doesn't matter. It's important for all those who are studying chemistry, and everybody should know this. So let's start without much time waste. So first of all, let's understand what exactly chemical reaction is. Chemical reaction is the process by which the composition and properties of the original substances is changing, resulting in the formation of a new substance. Okay, so if I am taking any substance and if I am altering its composition, okay, if I'm altering its composition means the thing which is made up of something. Okay, so if I'm changing the composition or if I'm changing any property, if I'm altering the chemical property of the substance, so the reaction which is taking place, then that reaction will be called as a chemical reaction, where I am altering the chemical property of the substance. Okay, then these new substances are formed by the rearrangement of the atoms of the original substance. The substance that undergoes a change in a chemical reaction are called as reactants, and the new substance formed as a result of the reaction are called as the products. Very simple to understand. In exam, they can ask you direct question, explain reactant and product with the help of an example. So what you will write is, first you have to understand what exactly reactant is. Reactant is the substance that is undergoing the change, and product is the result which is formed. Like for example, if I am taking over here, I am reacting, let's say I am reacting sodium with chlorine. What I am getting is sodium chloride, NaCl, right? So what are my reactants over here? Na and Cl. They are my reactants. And students, what are my product? Over here, only one product is there, that is NaCl, that is the salt. So the substances which are taking part in the reaction, they are called as the reactants, and the substance which is formed after this reaction, that is called as the product. Simple. So let's read this definition once again. The substance that undergoes a change in a chemical reaction are called the reactants, and the new substance formed as a result of the reaction, they are called the products. Now they have given example. Let's see. For example, when carbon, that is coal, burns in the presence of oxygen at low concentration, carbon monoxide is formed. Yes. So if I am taking carbon and if I am reacting it with oxygen, but oxygen is limited, they told limited oxygen, so we will not take O2, we will only take CO. So what will be formed? CO. Understanding? Because limited oxygen is said. Okay, are you understanding this? Yeah. So carbon monoxide is formed. Next is, the conditions necessary for a chemical reaction to take place are as follows. Now what are the conditions which are necessary for taking part in a reaction? First is that there must be one or more substance to take part in a chemical reaction. So at least there should be one compound, one substance or more than one substance to take part. ऐसे नहीं कि the reaction will happen on its own. There should be something that will get changed into a product. या तो एक होना चाहिए या तो एक से ज़्यादा होना चाहिए for the reaction to take place. ऐसी नहीं है कि वो कुछ भी चीज़ अपने आप से खुद से ही अपने आप हो जाएगी. दैट्स रॉन्ग, राइट? एनीथिंग इन प्रीवियस ईयर्स लाइक एंशियंट टाइम्स में ऐसा माना जाता था कि जो भी चीज़ें होती है वो खुद ही अपने आप से होती है. बट नो, नाउ वी नो दैट एनर्जी इज नाइदर बीइंग क्रिएटेड नॉर बीइंग डिस्ट्रॉयड. ठीक है, एक ही चीज़ से दूसरी चीज़ बनेगी. सो लेट्स से आई एम हैविंग एन एग्जाम्पल ओवर हियर. इफ आई एम टेकिंग अ कंपाउंड, if I am taking a compound, let's say AgNO3, ठीक है, तो इसका भी रिएक्शन हो सकता है. if I will heat it, I will get NO2 gas and more substances I will get. But what I'm trying to explain over here is कि for the reaction to occur, at least one substance should be there or more than one substance should be there. Means one reactant or more than one reactant should be present for the chemical reaction to take place. Understanding this? Now the second point is the reactant should come in close contact. दूर दूर reactant नहीं होने चाहिए. For example, if I am having one container over here and another container over here, chalo, I am providing it heat. Okay, let's see, just ignore the way I have drawn, but you are understanding now the reactants are not in close contact and now I am making them to react. Again, let's take an example of calcium chloride this time. Ca and this is Cl2 and I am providing it certain temperatures, whatever temperatures. Let's say I am giving an example. I don't know what exactly the temperature is, but let's say I am taking example, the temperature is 273. Standard temperature le lete hain. I am providing that temperature. So it doesn't mean that they both will react together itna dur mein and they will form the compound calcium chloride. No, they should be in close proximity to each other. They should be in close contact with each other. Then only the reaction will take place. There must be release or absorption of energy during a chemical reaction. Okay, without energy कुछ भी काम नहीं होता है. If you want to survive, you need energy. You drink water, you eat food, right, to survive. Similarly, हर एक चीज में there are many things जिसमें energy required होता है, चाहिए ही चाहिए होता है. Then only the thing will take place, or else nothing will happen. Bike चलाना रहेगा तो I will have to use petrol. Then only it will work because I am giving it energy. Similarly, over here also I will have to give some energy to the reaction. Okay, then only the reaction will take place. So in a reaction, either the energy is released or being absorbed. Like for example, if I am giving you over here AgNO3 ka example, over here heat, I am providing it heat. So what is happening is it will absorb the heat and this will decompose. Okay, and the substance will form. Decompose यानी कि break होगा and the respective substances will be formed. Are you understanding this? And in another example, there might be, so here the energy is being absorbed. Many times there are substances, there are reactions where energy is even being released. So there must be release or absorption of energy during the chemical reaction. There must be formation of one or more new substances. There should be formation of one or more new substances. यहाँ पर you can see there can be formation of one substances or more than one substances. So very important. I hope you have understood this topic very nicely. So these are the conditions which are necessary for a chemical reaction to take place. Students, remember it can come for 4 marks, direct 4 marks it can come, or even it can come for 2 marks. But you will have to write all the 4 points. Don't be like teacher has only said 2 marks, so I will write only 2 points. No, write bhar ke, write 4 points. Okay. If in question they can ask direct question, write the conditions necessary for a chemical reaction to take place, or state the conditions necessary for a chemical reaction to take place. कुछ भी घुमा के they will just say. So you will have to explain that there must be one or more substances to take part in a chemical reaction, right? Second is the reactants should come in close contact. Third, there must be release or absorption of energy during a chemical reaction. And fourth point is that there must be the formation of one or more new substances. इसी को ये लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? They can give you for true and false. They can give you the reactants should be far enough. Okay, so you will write it over there true or false में. Many students write it as true also because they have not read the introduction part clearly. So read each and every line thoroughly. Okay, over here I would say what is important. First of all, definition of chemical reaction is important. Second, what is reactant, what is product, and fourth, the conditions is necessary. Okay, these are the things which you should know. Examples you can write. Okay. Next, let's move on to changes characterizing a chemical reaction. During a chemical change, new products are formed. A chemical reaction is usually accompanied by a change in state, color, odor, precipitation, evolution of a gas, and production of a sound. So when a chemical reaction is taking place, there is a change in state occurring. Like means if I am having, let's say, means liquid से gaseous state भी हो सकता है, gaseous से solid state भी हो सकता है. There could be a change in the state. There can be a change in the color also. Okay, like if the salt is let's say I am reacting pure copper with sulfuric acid, and then by chance I am getting copper sulfate. So copper sulfate is blue in color. So there is a change in color from white powder to blue powder. Okay, or let's say I'm having a white copper sulfate powder, okay, amorphous powder. In that I'm adding water. So that white amorphous powder will turn into blue crystalline compound, that is hydrated copper sulfate. So there is a change in the color also. There is even change in odor seen. Many times if suppose a byproduct में ammonia निकल गया तो pungent smell आएगी. Okay, if H2S gas is released, then H2S gas has a rotten egg smell. For those who eat eggs, they might be knowing it very well and they can relate it. Many people just don't like the smell of rotten egg. Okay, they just puke it immediately. So that is the actual smell of H2S, that is hydrogen sulfide. So there is a change in odor also in a chemical reaction. Precipitation, okay, evolution of a gas can take place, production of sound takes place. So these are all the things which will accompany a chemical reaction. It may also be accompanied by absorption or liberation of energy. ये तो है ये, there can be energy absorbed or there can be energy liberated. The changes that characterize the occurrence of a chemical reaction are as follows. First of all, let's understand now whatever I have explained over here, they are just telling it now. Let's see what they have to say. Change of state. Sometimes the change of state may take place when a chemical reaction takes place. Ammonia gas reacts with hydrogen chloride gas to produce ammonia chloride, which is a solid. So, ammonia gas plus hydrogen chloride gas is giving you ammonium chloride, that is NH4Cl. Ammonia plus HCl is giving you NH4Cl. So this is ammonia, this is hydrogen chloride, and this is ammonium chloride. So students, remember what is this? This is a gas. Even this is a gas. But when both of them are reacting, a solid is formed. So you can see this is a chemical reaction which is accompanied by a change in the state. Is that clear? Okay. Now let's understand precipitation. Some chemical reactions usually that occur between two liquids are characterized by the formation of an insoluble solid product called as precipitate. Okay, so if I am taking two liquids which are insoluble in each other, then a precipitate is formed. Consider the following examples. When a solution of sodium chloride is mixed with a solution of silver nitrate, a precipitate of silver chloride is formed. Okay, so when a solution of sodium chloride is reacted with silver nitrate, okay, let's see this. Sodium chloride plus silver nitrate. What is formed is precipitate के लिए आप कैसा लिखोगे? This is the symbol for precipitate. So this precipitate is formed, and students, this is white in color. This is a white precipitate. Precipitate means what will happen is something like this can be seen. Can you see this? This is the compound, normal compound, but this is the insoluble white precipitate of silver chloride. Okay. A dirty green precipitate of ferrous hydroxide is formed when a solution of ferrous sulfate is mixed with sodium hydroxide. Ferrous sulfate, when it is mixed with sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH plus ferrous hydroxide, is formed when a solution of ferrous sulfate. So NaOH plus FeSO4 will give me FeOH okay. This is a dirty green precipitate. Dirty green precipitate. So when I am taking sodium hydroxide and I am reacting it with, let's say, a compound ferrous sulfate, what will be formed? A dirty green precipitate of ferrous hydroxide will be formed. Now students, how will that look? So it will look like this. यहाँ पर तो जो normal compound है वो होगा, but यहाँ पर a dirty green precipitate of ferrous sulfate will be there. Dirty green precipitate of ferrous sulfate will be there. Understanding? So basically this reaction, precipitation reactions, occur when two liquids are made to react with each other in a test tube, which are insoluble with each other, then a precipitate, then such a thing is formed. Okay. When a solution of potassium iodide is added to a lead acetate solution, a yellow precipitate of lead iodide is formed. Okay, a potassium iodide, let's say I'm taking a potassium iodide, when it is added to a lead acetate solution, okay, then what will be formed is, and I'm taking a lead acetate. So what will be formed is, student, a yellow precipitate of lead iodide will be formed. Lead iodide is something like this, and this is a yellow precipitate. A yellow precipitate of lead iodide will be formed. So these are the precipitation reactions you need to remember. I'll quickly sum up the two. So example देने बोल रहे तो आप कोई भी दो examples लिख सकते हो. First of all, when a solution of sodium chloride is made to react with a solution of silver nitrate. Solution लिखना बहुत ज़रूरी है क्योंकि we are not taking gas, we are not making the gases to react, we are taking liquids over here. Okay, so when a solution of sodium chloride is made to react with a solution of silver nitrate, then a white precipitate of silver chloride is formed. Okay, second example is when sodium hydroxide is made to react with ferrous sulfate, a dirty green precipitate of ferrous hydroxide is formed. Okay, and third is when a solution of potassium iodide is made to react with lead acetate solution, a yellow precipitate of lead iodide is formed. Now what question can be asked over here? Your teacher can ask you that write the observation seen when sodium hydroxide is made to react with ferrous sulfate. So students, you need to learn it. Okay, you need to remember कि when sodium hydroxide is made to react with ferrous sulfate, what reaction takes place? What reaction takes place? This Fe will go with this, forming FeOH, and this will react with this, forming Na2SO4. So a precipitate of ferrous hydroxide is formed. Okay, and that ferrous hydroxide का क्या कलर है? Dirty green. तो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. ठीक है, तो अगर टीचर ने पूछा आपको in exams in schools, if it is asked that what observation will you see, when sodium hydroxide is made to react with ferrous sulfate, so you will write a dirty green precipitate of ferrous hydroxide is observed. Okay, then another question can come, a yellow precipitate of lead iodide is formed. Write the reactants. So you will have to write solution of potassium iodide made to react with lead acetate. Understanding such questions will come. Next is evolution of gas. Some reactions result in the evolution of gas. Like if I am carrying out some reaction, then you can see the evolution of gases taking place. Consider the following examples. First of all, reaction between zinc granules and dilute hydrochloric or sulfuric acid results in the formation of bubbles of a colorless gas, hydrogen. So whenever I am taking dilute hydrochloric acid or dilute sulfuric acid, and if I am reacting it with zinc, I am getting colorless bubbles of hydrogen. Remember students, whenever a metal is reacted with an acid, hydrogen is released. Okay, in majority of the cases. There might be some exceptions which you will study in higher classes, but remember, whenever an acid, let's say dilute hydrochloric acid, it should be dilute, or else the metal will get eaten up. So whenever a dilute acid is made to react with a metal, what will be formed is hydrogen gas will be evolved. So over here in your textbook, your example is given as zinc made to react with a dilute acid, that is dilute HCl, dilute H2SO4, or these two examples are given. So zinc or dilute HCl, when they will react, you will get H2 gas. इसका actual में क्या होगा? I'll show you. Zn plus HCl, you will write in bracket like this, dilute will give you ZnCl2 plus H2 gas. gas के लिए ऐसा symbol होता है. Guys, if you remember, precipitate के लिए मैंने क्या दिया था? Symbol ऐसा, precipitate के लिए ऐसा होता है. हमेशा याद रखना, whenever precipitate is formed, symbol is like this. But whenever a gas is evolved, the symbol is like this. Okay? So Zn plus dilute HCl will give you ZnCl2 plus H2 gas. or simply if you don't want to put this arrow, you are getting confused, ऊपर arrow है नीचे arrow है, you can write gas. and ये तो simple है, evolve हो रहा है कुछ चीज, evolve होगा तो कहाँ पे ऊपर evolve होगा, so you have to put the arrow upside. Okay, so this is one example. Next example is reaction between dilute hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate results in the profuse effervescence due to the formation of carbon dioxide gas. So students, note over here what the reactants are taken: dilute hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate. You know the formula of that? Okay, you are not given in this textbook, but if you will know, that will be more better. Let's say sodium carbonate, Na2CO3 plus dilute HCl, Na2CO3 plus dilute HCl मैंने लिया है. And if I am making it to react, then what will be formed is I will get CO2 gas evolved. Okay, I'll get CO2 gas evolved, I will get NaCl, and I will get water. Okay, but this CO2 gas, students, this will be evolved. So this reaction, don't worry, you don't need to remember this reaction, but you just need to know it in theory manner. So reaction between dilute hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate, this is called a sodium carbonate. So reaction with dilute hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate will result in the evolution of carbon dioxide gas. But हमको कैसे पता होगा कि carbon dioxide gas निकला है? Suppose you are in the laboratory, you are performing the experiment. So what will happen is a gas will be evolved when you will take both of these compound, a gas will be evolved. But you can't say that चलो ये जो निकला है वो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस है. आपके पास क्या प्रूफ है कि ये जो गैस निकला है that is कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस? Okay, the teacher, the audience, everybody will ask you what is the proof that this is carbon dioxide gas. So you will say that there is a brisk effervescence. Okay, profuse effervescence. Brisk effervescence means a sound will come something like this. Okay, and if you will take the gas in lime water, if you will put this gas in lime water, if you will pass this gas through lime water, the lime water will turn milky. So this confirms the test that carbon dioxide gas is evolved. So remember that whenever dilute hydrochloric acid is made to react with sodium carbonate, a profuse means a good amount of effervescence is seen. Okay, it will turn lime water milky, and this confirms that there is the formation of carbon dioxide gas. Understanding this? Next is when copper sulfide is treated with hydrogen chloride, it gives off a foul smelling like rotten eggs gas, hydrogen sulfide. When I am taking copper sulfide, students, when I am taking copper sulfide and I am making it react with hydrogen chloride gas, what is formed is CuCl2 plus H2S. Understanding this? Yeah, so such a thing will be seen. So whenever I am making copper sulfide react with hydrochloric acid, hydrogen chloride, whenever we are reacting copper sulfide with hydrogen chloride, gas is evolved which is having a rotten egg smell. Okay, that is nothing but hydrogen sulfide gas. ठीक है? Also you can say foul smell. समझ में आया इतना? These are the evolution of gases. So it's quite simple if you literally understand it. If you will go to mug up, then things will really become tough. Okay, so let's understand, like I'm just telling you again evolution of gas में क्या क्या पढ़ा हमने. सबसे पहला पढ़ा कि whenever an acid is made to react with a metal, hydrogen gas is evolved. So for example, I am taking zinc granules and I am making it react with dilute hydrochloric acid or dilute sulfuric acid, hydrogen gas is evolved, and that is bubbles. आप देख सकते हो कलरलेस बबल्स होते हैं हाइड्रोजन का. हाइड्रोजन गैस का कोई कलर होता है? नहीं होता है. इट्स कलरलेस, राइट? दैट्स द फर्स्ट gas which we study that जो evolve हो रहा है in a chemical reaction. Second we studied was reaction whenever we are reacting sodium carbonate with dilute hydrochloric acid, a profuse amount of carbon dioxide gas is evolved. How will you confirm that carbon dioxide gas is evolved? It is having a brisk effervescence and it turns lime water milky. मतलब कि कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस इवॉल्व होता है whenever I am reacting sodium carbonate with dilute hydrochloric acid. Next is whenever copper sulfide is made to react with hydrogen chloride, a gas is evolved which is having a foul smell, pungent smell, or you can, no, it's not pungent smell, I'm sorry, it is having a foul smell or a rotten egg smell, and then we can say that hydrogen sulfide gas is being evolved. So this is a chemical reaction which is proceeding with an evolution of gas. This is understood. Next is light. When some substances are burned, they produce bright light. Substances such as magnesium and sulfur, when burnt in air, produces a bright light, forming magnesium oxide and sulfur dioxide respectively. Burning of fuels such as kerosene and petrol produces light. You might have seen whenever you are burning fuels like such as kerosene, okay, and whenever you are burning petrol, what is being you can see that light is being produced. You can see now LPG gas, whenever you are on gas, light is being released, right? So light is produced. So this is a chemical reaction which is proceeding with an evolution of light, with the formation of light. Next is energy changes. Certain reactions are accompanied by the liberation or absorption of heat energy. Such reactions are classified into exothermic and endothermic reactions. So there are many reactions which are proceeding with the absorption of energy or the releasing of energy. And on that basis, we are having exothermic reactions and endothermic reactions. Now, what are exothermic reactions? What are endothermic reactions? We will quickly understand. So, what is an exothermic reaction? So, these are the reactions that are accompanied by the liberation of heat energy. And these reactions are basically moving forward with the release of heat energy. Heat energy is being evolved whenever I am carrying out this reaction. As we have already discussed, burning of a magnesium ribbon gives out heat and light, and it is an exothermic reaction. So whenever I am burning magnesium ribbon, let's say this is a magnesium ribbon. Let's say this is a magnesium ribbon. So if I am burning this magnesium ribbon, it is giving out heat and light. So I am burning this magnesium ribbon. So this will give what, students? This will give heat plus light. So this will give heat plus light. Okay, so the reaction which is evolving heat, such a reaction is considered as exothermic reaction, right? So burning of magnesium ribbon gives out heat and light, and it is an exothermic reaction. Burning of wood, freezing of water and condensing of water vapor into water releases heat. Hence, these are also exothermic changes. I hope this is quite clear. Yeah. Next is endothermic reactions. Endothermic reactions, these reactions are accompanied by the absorption of heat energy. जो रिएक्शन में मेरे को हीट देनी पड़ेगी फॉर द रिएक्शन टू टेक प्लेस, such a reactions are considered as endothermic reactions. Now you don't know, but if you will do practical chemistry, when you will literally go in labs and perform the test, these reactions will be very very clear, मतलब एकदम अच्छे से समझ में आ जाएगा, and you will get to know exothermic endothermic immediately. Okay, so these reactions are accompanied by the absorption of heat energy. For example, when sodium bicarbonate is strongly heated, it converts into sodium carbonate, steam and carbon dioxide gas. So whenever sodium carbonate is strongly heated, I am heating this strongly, tabhi this will break up into what all, students? This will break up into sodium carbon, this will break up into steam, sodium carbonate and carbon dioxide gas. NaHCO3 है, ठीक है, NaHCO3 है, and this will break up into sodium carbonate, steam, this is steam, okay, plus carbon dioxide gas. So this reaction is proceeding only if I am providing it strong heat. अगर मैं इसको ये इतनी हीट देती नहीं तो ये कंपाउंड ये सारे बाय प्रोडक्ट्स एंड प्रोडक्ट्स में टूटता ही नहीं. मीन्स दिस इज अब्सॉर्बिंग दिस एनर्जी, दिस इज अब्सॉर्बिंग दिस एनर्जी and breaking itself into various compounds. Understanding? That is the reason why it is an endothermic reaction. Next is water absorbs heat when it evaporates to form water vapor, right? Water is absorbing heat when it is evaporating to form water vapor. Let's say I am having a container in which मैंने पानी रखा है और अभी मैं इसको हीट करूँगी. Okay, I am heating it. So whenever heat is being given to this compound, what will happen is it will start changing into water vapor. This liquid will change into gas. ये रिएक्शन क्यों पॉसिबल हुआ? क्योंकि ये जो वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स है ये इस हीट को अब्सॉर्ब कर रहे हैं एंड दे आर ब्रेकिंग इट्स सेल्फ, ओके, एंड दे आर कन्वर्टिंग इट इनटू इट्स गैसियस स्टेट. ओके, वो लोग के जो बीच के जो बॉन्ड्स हैं वो वीकन होते हैं एंड वो फाइनली गैसियस स्टेट में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? या दीज आर एंडोथर्मिक रिएक्शंस. And even ice is absorbing water, ice is absorbing heat, and due to that absorption of heat it melts into water. So these all are the example of endothermic reaction. Dissolution of glucose in water is also an example of endothermic change. So examples बहुत important है. In exam teacher will just give you many examples, okay, कुछ 4 examples दे देंगी and you will have to classify whether it is exothermic reaction or endothermic reaction. In match the following it can come. Many questions can be formed from these things. They can even ask you that sodium bicarbonate, say what all, whenever I'm providing strong heat to sodium bicarbonate, what are the products I'm getting? So you should know sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide and steam. Okay, so very important such questions will be asked. ठीक है, अभी तुम लोग को पूछ लिया कि बर्निंग ऑफ वुड इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शन और एंडोथर्मिक रिएक्शन. सो अब दिमाग लगाओ कि बर्निंग ऑफ वुड, व्हेन आई एम बर्निंग वुड, हीट इज बीइंग इवॉल्व्ड. आप देख सकते हो जब भी आपको ठंडी लगती है, आप कोल्ड क्लाइमेट में जाओगे, कूल प्लेसेस में जाओगे, लाइक कश्मीर एंड ऑल एरियाज में, हिली एरियाज में और हिल स्टेशन एरियाज में, देयर लिटरली पीपल आर बर्निंग द वुड टू गेट एनर्जी, राइट? जब भी आप लकड़ी को जलाओगे तभी आग होगी. दैट मीन्स हीट इज बीइंग इवॉल्व्ड. सो दैट इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ व्हाट? एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शन. तो यू कैन यूज योर ब्रेन ऑल्सो एंड राइट इट. इसमें कुछ मगअप करने की बात ही नहीं है. यू जस्ट हैव टू थिंक कि एनर्जी अब्जॉर्ब हो रही है कि एनर्जी रिलीज हो रही है. देन अगर बोल दिया कि आइस मेल्ट हो रहा है, दैट इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ व्हाट? आइस क्यों मेल्ट हो रहा है? आइस इसलिए मेल्ट हो रहा है ना क्योंकि वो उसको हीट मिल रही है. अगर तब तक आप इसको कूल क्लाइमेट में रख रहे हो, कूल टेम्परेचर में रख रहे हो, रेफ्रिजरेटर में रख रहे हो, तब तक तो बर्फ ही है. बट वो पानी में कब कन्वर्ट हो रहा है? whenever I am taking it out of the fridge. Means whenever it is absorbing the nearby heat, at that time it is changing into the liquid state, right? Means this is absorbing heat energy, so it is an example of endothermic reaction. That is the way you are supposed to think and write. No need to mug up in it, okay? Next, let's understand production of sound. The chemical reaction which is moving forward with the production of sound. Now let's understand, for example, when crystals of lead nitrate are heated in a hard glass test tube, a crackling noise is heard. This is called as decrypitation. Okay, when hydrogen and chlorine are mixed together in equal volumes and exposed to sunlight, they combine with a loud noise forming hydrogen chloride. Okay, so when I am taking crystals of lead nitrate, okay, lead nitrate PbNO3, अगर मैं लेड नाइट्रेट को ले रही हूँ और मैं उसको स्ट्रांगली हीट कर रही हूँ एक ग्लास में, स्ट्रॉन्ग हीट दे रही हो या कोई भी नॉर्मल हीट भी दे रहे हो इन अ हार्ड ग्लास टेस्ट ट्यूब. हार्ड लेना बहुत जरूरी है. अगर आप कोई पतला सा ग्लास टेस्ट ट्यूब लोगे तो वो फट जाएगा और आप जल जाओगे अगर आपने ग्लव्स नहीं पहना है. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? सो it's very necessary that all these points you have to write it down. ठीक है? So whenever crystals of lead nitrate are taken in a hard glass test tube, what will happen is a crackling noise is heard, and this sound is nothing but decrypitation. Crackling noise क्यों आ रहा है? lead nitrate will decompose into nitrogen dioxide, lead oxide. Okay, तो वो जब ब्रेक हो रहा है वो कंपाउंड, तभी वो साउंड आएगा और वो साउंड को हम लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं? डेक्रिपिटेशन बोल रहे हैं. When hydrogen and chlorine are mixed together in equal volumes and exposed to sunlight, they combine with a loud noise forming hydrogen chloride. So if I am taking hydrogen and if I am taking chlorine, both of them in equal volumes, means अगर मैंने suppose मैंने one एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर का 1 atm का हाइड्रोजन लिया है और सेम ही अमाउंट 1 मोल मैंने हाइड्रोजन लिया है और 1 मोल मैंने क्लोरीन लिया है. बोथ ऑफ देम शुड बी इन सेम क्वांटिटी. या मैंने 5 मोल्स हाइड्रोजन लिया है, 5 मोल्स क्लोरीन लिया है. ओके, एंड इफ आई एम एक्सपोजिंग बोथ ऑफ द गैसेज इन सनलाइट, दे बोथ विल कंबाइन विद अ वेरी लाउड नॉइज फॉर्मिंग हाइड्रोजन क्लोराइड. ओके, ऐसे फट करके जोर से आवाज आएगी एंड हाइड्रोजन क्लोराइड विल बी फॉर्म्ड. सो दीज आर द रिएक्शंस व्हिच आर प्रोसीडिंग विद द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ साउंड. अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस, next is change of color. Okay, many questions can be asked from change of color also, and if you want to understand this in a more better way, what you can do is you can make a notebook in which you are literally writing the reactants का नाम and the products which are being formed. reactants जो कलर में थे उसको आप वो कलर से हाईलाइट करो और जो प्रोडक्ट जिससे बने उसको आप वो कलर से हाईलाइट करो. इट विल टेक अ बिट ऑफ टाइम बट तुम्हारे माइंड में वो पूरा लर्न हो जाएगा. ओके, और बेटर वे से समझना है तो आप वो प्रैक्टिकल्स में ही देख सकते हो. मतलब आप सर्च करो कि चेंज ऑफ कलर का जो भी कंपाउंड है, आप सर्च करो यूट्यूब पे, एंड बहुत सारे लोगों ने परफॉर्म भी किया है ये एक्सपेरिमेंट. तो आप देख सकते हो कि द कलर हाउ इट इज बीइंग चेंज टू अंडरस्टैंड इन अ मोर बेटर वे if your school is not taking to your practical lab. In some reaction, the chemical change is indicated by a color change. Like when a reddish orange mercuric oxide is heated, it decomposes to form silvery deposits of mercury and oxygen gas. This reaction is a reversible reaction. That is, the mercury reacts with atmospheric oxygen and once again forms mercuric oxide. Reversible reaction ये है कि जो reversible reaction में आपको ये याद रखना है कि आपको ये साइन लिखनी है कि मतलब ये जो प्रोडक्ट्स बने हैं वो वापस से रिएक्टेंट्स बन सकते हैं. अंडरस्टैंडिंग. नेक्स्ट इज व्हेन ग्रीनिश ब्लू कॉपर कार्बोनेट इज हीटेड इट डिकम्पोजेस गिविंग ब्लैक कॉपर ऑक्साइड. सो ग्रीनिश ब्लू कॉपर कार्बोनेट. सो ग्रीनिश ब्लू कॉपर कार्बोनेट का ये लोग का क्या कहने का मतलब है, CuCO3. ग्रीनिश ब्लू कॉपर कार्बोनेट है ये. व्हेन आई एम heating it, it will break into copper oxide and carbon dioxide gas. So this is which in color? Green in color. Okay, greenish blue. And on heating this greenish blue compound, that is copper carbonate, I am getting a black compound, that is copper oxide. दो compound ऐसे black color के होते हैं, remember, copper oxide and manganese oxide. तो कभी भी बोलेंगे ना black compound form हुआ है तो you can write it as copper oxide. Okay, so when greenish blue copper carbonate is heated, it decomposes giving a black compound, that is copper oxide and carbon dioxide. The change in color shows that a chemical change has occurred. There is a change in color happening, so that means this is a chemical change. Why it is a chemical change? Because यहाँ पर जो chemical properties है वो affect हो रही है. कलर था ग्रीन, हो गया है ब्लैक. ओके, मीन्स ऐसे ही कभी भी ऐसे कलर्स चेंज नहीं होते हैं, जरूर कुछ अंदर की प्रॉपर्टीज चेंज हुई है जिसकी वजह से ये हो रहा है. ऑब्वियसली यू कैन सी कॉपर कार्बोनेट है और भी ये कॉपर ऑक्साइड बन चुका है. इट्स अ टोटल डिफरेंट कंपाउंड, सो इट्स प्रॉपर्टीज आर ऑल्सो डिफरेंट. When colorless crystals of lead nitrate are heated, they decompose with a crackling sound, forming a yellow residue of lead monoxide, brown fumes of nitrogen dioxide, and a colorless gas oxygen. The color changes indicates the chemical change has occurred. Again over here, whenever I am taking colorless crystals of lead nitrate, PbNO32, let's say this is PbNO3 twice, usko I have heated it. Now what will happen is lead oxide will be formed, nitrogen dioxide gas will be formed, and colorless gas oxygen gas will be formed. तो lead oxide का क्या कलर है स्टूडेंट्स? येलो कलर है. दिस इज येलो कलर. lead oxide is yellow color. nitrogen dioxide is brown in color and this is colorless gas. So ये भी colorless था, but when I am heating this colorless compound lead nitrate, what I am getting is I am getting lead monoxide. Okay, this is a residue, this is not a gas. lead monoxide एक residue है जो yellow color का है. lead monoxide I am getting plus brownish gas nitrogen dioxide I am getting, and I am getting a colorless gas, that is oxygen. This color change has occurred. So many color changes are occurring and you can see the evolution of gas and all. So this is a chemical reaction. आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड दिस, राइट. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. यहाँ पर वो डेक्रिपिटेटिंग साउंड आएगी, ठीक है. टेस्ट ट्यूब में लेकर जब भी आप इसको हीट करोगे एक डेक्रिपिटेटिंग साउंड आएगी और एक कलरलेस गैस जो है वो एक येलो कलर के रेसिड्यू में कन्वर्ट होगा, एक ब्राउन कलर का नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड गैस निकलेगा और एक ऑक्सीजन गैस भी इवॉल्व होगा. ओके, ऑक्सीजन गैस का क्या कलर है? कोई कलर नहीं है, इट्स कलरलेस. नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड द ओडो. Some chemical reactions are indicated by the odor they produce, right? I told you before only that whenever I am making copper sulfide plus hydrogen chloride to react. Copper sulfide plus hydrogen chloride to react. What I am getting is copper chloride plus H2S gas. तो H2S gas की क्या स्मेल थी? Rotten egg. तो यहाँ पर change in odor भी होता है, right? When ammonium chloride is heated, a pungent smell is produced. This is due to the evolution of ammonia gas. So whenever I am heating ammonium chloride, let's say NH4Cl. This is ammonium chloride. When I'm heating it, I am getting NH3 plus HCl. NH3 gas plus HCl gas. So ammonia का जो smell होता है ना students, if you will see it in practical chemistry, that is if you will go in laboratory and if you will check, ammonia की एक bottle होती है brown color की. If you will smell it, you shouldn't smell, but हाँ दूर से अगर आप smell करो, not much more than 30 seconds, you will get to smell a pungent odor. Okay, it is having a pungent smell. ठीक है, अमोनिया का क्या होता है? pungent smell होता है. Many of you all couldn't take it. जो लोगों को एलर्जी है केमिकल से, they shouldn't come near this gas, because it can lead to nose bleeding. So that's all. Whenever ammonium chloride is heated, a pungent smell is produced. Why pungent smell is produced? Due to the evolution of ammonia gas. Teacher पूछ सकती है, when ammonium chloride is heated, state the observation or what changes can you see? So you can write there that gas is evolved which is having pungent odor, and in bracket write ammonia. Next is ferrous sulfide. When ferrous sulfide is treated with dilute sulfuric acid, produces hydrogen sulfide, a gas with the smell of rotten eggs. I told you this hydrogen sulfide का कौन सा smell होता है? Rotten egg का smell होता है. Okay. Next is production of electricity. Some chemical changes result in the production of electrical energy. Right? Chemical changes result in the production of electrical energy. There are many reactions जिधर से electricity produce होगा. Like example, dry cells which are used in our homes contain chemicals that reacts to give electrical energy. Dry cells which are in our homes, they are having certain chemicals. Okay, when they are reacted, electrical energy is produced. You can see over here the diagram. Picture study के लिए it can come. Electricity produced by electric cell. Writing a word equation. Now how to do so? So chemical reactions can be described with the help of word equation. These equations are written using the names of substances involved and produced in a chemical reaction. अभी इतने सारे मैं equations लिख कर जो explain कर रही थी, that's all they are explaining in words. Write the name of the reactant on the left hand side separated by the plus sign. ठीक है, reactants को आप किधर लिखोगे? लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में लिखोगे. प्रोडक्ट को आप कहाँ लिखोगे? राइट हैंड साइड में लिखोगे. एंड रिएक्टेंट्स के बीच में कौन सी साइन डालोगे? प्लस साइन डालोगे. दिस इज सिंपल. राइट द नेम्स ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट्स, ब्ला ब्ला. ओके, एंड सेपरेटेड बाय द प्लस साइन. अगर एक और प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म हो रहा है तो ऑब्वियसली हम माइनस नहीं लिखेंगे, प्लस लिखेंगे. कॉमन सेंस तो है ही इतना. सेपरेट द रिएक्टेंट्स एंड प्रोडक्ट्स विद एन एरो सिंबल. रिएक्टेंट और प्रोडक्ट के बीच में आप क्या लगाओगे? एरो लगाओगे. द एरो इंडिकेट्स द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द रिएक्शन, कि वो किधर प्रोसीड हो रहा है. इसके लिए तो मैं बोल रही हूँ कि अगर रिवर्सिबल रिएक्शन है तो दोनों साइड एरो लगेगा. कैसा एरो लगेगा? कुछ ऐसा एरो लगेगा. मीन्स शोइंग द डायरेक्शन, कि वो यहाँ से यहाँ भी हो सकता है और यहाँ से यहाँ भी हो सकता है. बट ये सब केमिकल रिएक्शन में पॉसिबल नहीं है. तो जहाँ पर भी रिवर्सिबल है तो यू हैव टू पुट दिस सिंबल, बिकॉज एरो क्या इंडिकेट कर रहा है? इट इज इंडिकेटिंग द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द chemical reaction. Now this is what is shown: reactant, product, arrow. Let us consider some example. When carbon burns in the presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide is formed. This reaction can be represented by a word equation as follows. Words में आप कैसे लिखोगे? कार्बन प्लस ऑक्सीजन. ओके, रिएक्टेंट्स है. फॉर्म क्या हो रहा है? प्रोडक्ट, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. तो प्रोडक्ट में लिखोगे. बीच में आप क्या लिखोगे? एरो. किस डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है? मतलब रिएक्टेंट से क्या बन रहा है? प्रोडक्ट्स. क्या प्रोडक्ट से रिएक्टेंट बन रहा है? नहीं. क्यों? क्योंकि एक ही एरो दिया है. Next, when magnesium burns in the presence of oxygen, magnesium oxide is formed. This reaction can be represented by, again, magnesium, oxygen, बीच में एरो मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड, मैग्नीशियम एंड ऑक्सीजन आर व्हाट रिएक्टेंट्स, मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड इज व्हाट प्रोडक्ट, बीच में एरो, दिस इज इंडिकेटिंग विच डायरेक्शन, केमिकल रिएक्शन किधर से किधर जा रहा है, रिएक्टेंट से प्रोडक्ट. वाई? बिकॉज एरो फेसिंग लाइक दिस. हाइड्रोजन प्लस ऑक्सीजन वाटर, copper oxide plus sulfuric acid will give you copper sulfate plus water, and magnesium plus chloride, magnesium plus chlorine will give you magnesium chloride. Very very important direct question fill in the blanks में आ सकता है, like carbon plus dash giving you carbon dioxide. So carbon plus dash means what आपको लिखना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे oxygen. And please don't ask silly question to your teacher कि मैम हम लोग पूरा इक्वेशन लिखे कि खाली आंसर लिखे. नो, अगर आपको ऐसा दिया है carbon plus dash giving you carbon dioxide, so you will have to write in the paper पूरा again carbon plus the answer that is oxygen will give you carbon dioxide. Okay. या तो फिर आपको खाली प्रोडक्ट दे देंगे वाटर और फिर डैश एंड डैश दिया होगा, तो यू विल हैव टू राइट हाइड्रोजन प्लस ऑक्सीजन. गुड, आप लोगों को सिंपल्स नहीं है, वर्ड्स में है. इट्स क्वाइट वेरी वेरी सिंपल, क्वाइट ईजी. ओके, सो विद दिस वी हैव कंप्लीटेड द टॉपिक and the entire topic is done, language of chemistry. If you have any doubts regarding this topic, please comment below. Okay, so that's all. Bye bye.